A few years ago, artificial intelligence was pitched to us as a friendly digital assistant designed to make our workdays easier. By 2025, that narrative evaporated. The co-pilot is now handing out pink slips. This chart shows tech sector layoffs over the last few years. According to data from Crunchbase, a platform that tracks business and startup investment data, the numbers steadily climbed until they reached a massive spike of over 127,000 lost jobs in 2025 alone. Those cuts are no longer confined to Silicon Valley. Traditional retail, media, and logistics companies are now explicitly citing artificial intelligence in their severance emails. To understand what is actually happening to the labor market, we have to look at how AI is systematically climbing the corporate ladder. It operates on a strict hierarchy of automation, eating specific types of roles in a highly predictable order. Knowing exactly where you sit on this pyramid predicts if your job is next or if you will survive. We start at the first level. The first casualties of the automation hierarchy are on the front line. These are the gig workers, freelance translators, and customer support representatives, whose days are defined by routine, high-volume output. Late last year, the language learning app Duolingo quietly offboarded 10% of its contractor workforce. They found that large language models could translate course content in a fraction of the time for a fraction of the cost. At the same time, the AI voice generator market exploded and is now projected to hit $47.5 billion. Software can now clone specific human tones and tasting, quietly replacing working voice actors and audiobook narrators. In customer service, the cuts are even steeper. The e-commerce platform Dukan eliminated 90% of its support staff in favor of an in-house chatbot, while the financial firm Klarna deployed a single AI system to handle the workload of 700 human representatives. Other corporations are laying off humans simply to buy more computing power. Under CEO Andy Jassy, Amazon cut 14,000 corporate jobs specifically to free up capital for further AI infrastructure development. At this level, the hierarchy prioritizes direct substitution, treating AI as a high-speed, low-cost alternative to human labor. But the automation wave didn't stop with gig workers. It has breached the back office, directly threatening the stability of middle management. IBM recently froze hiring for thousands of administrative roles, identifying exactly which positions a machine could theoretically handle today. CEO Arvind Krishna made a very specific calculation. 30% of the company's non-customer-facing roles, including human resources and employment verification, will be completely automated within the next 5 years. That is roughly 7,800 jobs at a single company. Because generative AI can now draft compliance letters, process internal verifications, and evaluate productivity metrics without collecting a salary, executives increasingly view traditional human administration as an unnecessary overhead cost. When you scale these localized corporate decisions up, the impact ripples outward, moving from individual balance sheets to the economic health of entire nations. A recent report from Morgan Stanley, a major multinational investment bank, revealed that Great Britain is currently being hit harder by AI job cuts than any other major economy on Earth. The vulnerability lies in the country's economic foundation. The UK relies heavily on a service-based economy. The exact jobs that form the backbone of the British labor market, routine administration, basic compliance checks, finance, and outsourced service work, align perfectly with the middle tier of the automation hierarchy. When a nation relies on routine cognitive labor for its wealth, the efficiency gains celebrated in corporate boardrooms translate directly into national economic shrinkage. While the raw data looks grim, total job eradication is actually quite rare. Instead, we are witnessing a violent restructuring of where a worker's value is created. Look at the translation industry as a microcosm. AI can instantly generate a fluent bulk draft, but it routinely fails at cultural nuance and irony. Here, a worker interfaces with a real-time translation UI, the screen where the human controls the software, to provide the exact oversight the machine lacks. We see this mutation in retail, too. IKEA replaced its call center with an AI bot, but they didn't fire the staff. They retrained them to become high-level interior design advisors. The baseline generation of work, the raw text, the initial code, the draft email, is now effectively free. The only remaining financial value lies in the final, human-perfected polish. Routine data processing has lost its market value as a standalone human skill. To survive the new economy, workers must rapidly abandon repetitive tasks and pivot to the top tier of the hierarchy. That means specializing in high-stakes accuracy, deep cultural context, and strategic creativity. Hybrid professionals secure their careers by automating the heavy lifting and focusing their time on the uniquely human layers of the work.